I have several images here in a folder that I want to edit. I want to correct the colour perhaps, or resize them, change them in some way. Now I could use Photoshop for that, but many people don't have Photoshop or similar software. Luckily though, Apple's given us Automator. I want to show you how to do some simple image editing with Automator. Automator's in the Applications folder. I'm going to open it up, and it's created a new empty window here. It's also asking me what kind of thing I want to do with Automator today. I want to actually use the image capture plugin. I'll choose that one. This gives me a window with a library, various actions, and a workflow area. What I'm going to do is select my 3 photos and drag them onto the workflow area. Automator now has this Get Specified Finder Items panel in the workflow area. Over here on the left under Library, I'm going to select Photos, and that narrows down the choices of actions for me. What I want to do to these photos today is actually to apply a quartz filter. I'll select it here in the actions, and there's further information down here. Apply quartz composition filter to image files. So what I'm going to do is drag that one over here to the right. I'm going to be editing these images, and so Automator gives me an alert. This action will change the image files passed into it. Would you like to add a Copy Finder Items action so that the copies are changed and your originals are preserved? That seems like a very sensible thing to do, so I'm going to click the Add button, and Automator dismisses the alert and now adds 2 things to my workflow. First of all, it's added a Copy Finder Items, and it's going to copy them to the desktop. I don't want that though. These photos here are in a folder called Demo, and in fact that's where I want my copies, my edited images to go as well. So I'm going to select Desktop, choose Other. Here's my Demo folder. I'll choose that. So now Copy Finder Items will save these things to Demo. Also, a quartz composition filter was added to my workflow. It's defaulted to sepia, which isn't what I want. So I can click on the pop-up here, and in fact I'm going to choose to adjust the exposure. As you can see, there are 20 or 30 possibilities here. Once I've chosen to adjust the exposure, it gives me a sample image, which is not, by the way, any of my images. And then I can slide the slider here to make adjustments. Now I'd like to not only adjust the exposure, but take another action as well. So I'm going to add another quartz filter down here below the first one. Now this time I don't need to copy these photos, so I'll say don't add because I've already copied them once. So here's my new action, which is also defaulted to sepia. This time I want to perhaps resize these images. A target width and height of 512 pixels seems quite good, but I don't want to crop my images, I do want to resize them, so I'm going to choose Fill and Crop, and in fact that's all I want to do. Now I'm going to come up to the Workflow menu and choose Run to run my workflow. I get an alert about how this whole thing behaves. That's fine at the moment. I'll click OK. The action runs, and I get a notice down here that the workflow was completed. I'm going to come over here to my Demo folder. Here are my 3 original photos, and now I have these new versions as well. Automator's very powerful. I strongly urge you to take a look at it.